Test 1 2. Mic check. Test 1 2. Morning, everybody. Mic check 1 2 3 4. If you're getting on, let's see here. I'm going to be starting out here in about 8 minutes, 7-8 minutes. Get some folks getting tuned in on the radio side of things. Have ourselves a good little time here. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Audio test 1 2 3 4. Audio test from my South Dakota friends. Let me know how it sounds. Let me know if you're hooked up. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Morning, John. How are you? Good, good. You on the road again? Well, I thought so too, but he don't answer, so. Well, we got a few minutes here. I can give you a call back here in about 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes. Okay. All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, it's been pretty good. We actually have some decent moisture this way. I mean, it's windy today. It's going to dry a lot of it out, but our hay crop has potential at least, which is kind of nice. How's everything looking at your way? Yeah. Yeah. It's been windy almost all night long over here, too. Right. Yeah. End of their life expectancy, I suppose, huh? Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second. Morning, Chuck. Good morning, Karen. Good to have you guys along here this morning. Let me know how the audio sounds here on my side. If everything is good, and then we'll rock and roll here in a few minutes. Dakota Predator Hunters is tuned in. All right. Thanks, guys. It was good to meet you the other night, too, on Wednesday. Thanks. All right, John. So sounds good. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate the audio check. Thanks. All right. Oh, I told Greg if he's available. I'm sure he's up on that fishing challenge up in Partial Bay right now, so cell service may be sketchy. I told him if. Thanks, Karen. If he has time just to call in while you and I are talking, he can give a ND fishing challenge update that way. If not, we'll just talk. Oh, yeah. That's about it. Everything else down here is getting some hanging equipment ready to start here. I'm going to head down to Mobridge, go fishing on tomorrow. I'm going to be there for a couple days, and then so I got to get everything packed up, head to Fargo for the Great Plains Land Expo, and come on back and start hanging. That's on Wednesday. That's the Pifers group puts it on and has all these different speakers coming in. Whether you want to set up the next generation on the ranch or the farm, or land values, and it's just a whole bunch of really top-notch speakers that come in and give information and seminars, and it's really a neat thing that they do out there. So So yeah, that's what's going to happen there. So let's see. All right. We got a couple minutes. What's that? Yeah. We put a solar well down in our south pasture and have to drive through there every once in a while to work on it. So my 17 HMR's gotten plenty of work trigger time here. Is they always got plenty of prairie dogs this year again. They just had pups here about a week and a half ago. Really late. Yeah. 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 Yeah, we got cows in there right now, so it's tamed them down. Like they're so used to seeing movement right now that they're just out and you can walk, you can archery hunt them. If you want to go through a lot of arrows, it's a good time to shoot prairie dogs. Well, yeah, every time I buy new arrows and get them all ready to go, I take all my old ones out and put field tips on them and head out and shoot prairie dogs with it. You want to? You could. They like really cheap dog food from Runnings is pretty top notch for them. I did that with a can of tannerite and put BBs in the tannerite. And I put a bag of dog food out there and I covered it all up. And I bet you there was 20, 30 prairie dogs on there and one shot, one kill, man. I don't think tannerite would have liked that video. That's not what I don't think they want to have their product used for, you know. Well, if you want to stand by, we're going to be in here in about 60 seconds or so, okay? I'll lock you in here. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. John, give me a test for me, buddy.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Perfect.
Check.
Good. You're live on YouTube with me right now.
Live on YouTube.
You bet.
Isn't that amazing how the world has changed?
It's too bad I can't show anything more than my ugly mug here, but oh well. Suppose I better get my music started up here. Yeah?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, 15 seconds. Stand by, sir. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, and for the next hour, we get to talk outdoors and questions, comments, concerns. Feel free. This is a live talk show, also live on YouTube. I should point this way for those on the camera. I have it on a whole nother screen over here. 888-9-DAKOTA is the toll-free number. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. If you want to call in and join in, questions, comments, concerns, talking a little bit about the outdoors. My guest from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV, Mr. John Arman. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Well, it is a little bit of sunshine here. We got wind down here in the Badlands. I should say over here in the Badlands right now. So a little bit of, it's still green though. It looks really nice over here.
Yeah, we got kind of the same thing going here. It was up early spraying and the wind was already probably going at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But like I said, the sun's shining now. We've had rain the last few days, so it's kind of drying out and looks good.
Well, for those that don't, level sounds good stuff here. For those that don't know you, John Arman is with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. One of the, what'd you say, 3 hosts, or do you have more than that right now? It's you, Kurt,
we
and
have
Jason, right?
This 3 of us, and then my daughter, of course, but she's not much of a host. She just kind of she just kind of goes along for the ride. You know, she's the one that's the cherry picker.
Yeah, she makes the rest of you guys look good, is what she does.
Well, she does.
Yeah. Brings the female touch into a show that's been on for what, 17 years now?
I think we're going on 17. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. It's been
17.
quite the ride. We've been doing this with you for about that long too. It seems like
11 years. 11 years with me here is what we've been doing.
11.
How
Wow,
about that? Yeah.
pretty good.
All because
Not bad.
my brother Wade took me, and we had to stop at a grocery store for he needed Copenhagen and I wanted to have a Gatorade, and that's where I met you.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, 11 years for me here and 17 for you, and you just got back from bear hunting.
Oh yeah, bear hunting, my nemesis.
What is the
My
deal here? I mean, are you looking
oh,
for a specific I mean, because
we
you've been showing
we are.
photos on Facebook like crazy. Bear
Yep.
all over the place.
Well, here's what we did this year. We went back to a place that we haven't bear hunted. Well, I actually bear hunted there probably 20 years ago. My first bear I ever killed 25 years ago, and it was an absolute awesome trip. And Shelby was hunting. We had 5 people bear hunting. 4 out of the 5 killed. Shelby was the only one, but she did have an opportunity. We saw the first night we saw 10 different bears. The second night we had what we thought was a good bear come in right at the last probably half an hour. And he came in and was behind. We had the bait set up. When you're bear hunting, you got a big barrel and you try to make a V, or you block everything off so that they have to come around in front and give you a good shot. And that's one of the things people talk about, using bait and how it's not good and that kind of thing. Well, one of the big reasons you use bait is because you wouldn't kill these bears anyway up in Canada. I mean, the bush country is thick,
Yeah.
so it draws them out of the bush, but it also gives you a good ethical shot, and you are able to sit there and look at bears. You get to judge them. We passed up, I think Shelby and I passed up 17 different bears looking for the one that she wanted to kill, and we're looking for an older male, to take out of the gene pool. And that second night we had a chance, and our pickup guys were out fishing probably a quarter mile out on the lake, and they just happened to start their boat up at the wrong time, and it spooked the bear off the bait. So Shelby was a little disappointed, but we hunted for the next few days, saw bears but not the one. And the last day, it was kind of my fault. I was in a hurry, the bugs were bad, I didn't set the bait up the way I should have. So I kind of left it as is, kind of a mess, and a beautiful chocolate bear came in. And there was kind of a little hole because they've been coming to this spot for so many years, and he kind of hunkered himself in there. And Shelby, I ran the camera, was 11 minutes watching this bear, and he was nervous, and he took off. So Shelby thought she blew the chance. And I said, just be patient, honey. I said, because she really didn't have a great shot. And with bears, you don't want to shoot them laying down. You don't want to shoot at them sitting down. You want a good broadside shot. And he came back in, and I'm done telling Shelby what to do. She's learned, she knows her stuff. And this bear came in, and she probably took a shot. I'd say it was an 80% shot. And what happened is he was kind of scrunched together, and that shoulder blade was back a little bit further, and sure enough, she hit that shoulder blade. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those deals that it was like the tears, she was upset at herself. She was upset. She's been sitting for hundreds of hours. And, I told her not to worry about it. I got down out of the stand. That she did not. I knew this bear, all he did is got upset. And we found the arrow 20 yards later, had about 3 inches of blood on it, fat and meat on it, because she just, she hit bone. And she goes, well, Dad, let's go. She goes, I had my chance. And I said, you know what, honey, let's just sit. I said, you don't have to shoot. I said, I can tell you right now, your bear is fine. I said, it didn't do anything. You didn't hit him in the vitals. You didn't hit him in the guts. You didn't hit anything. I said, you're just going to kind of give him an owie for a while. But I said, it's your choice what you want to do. And sure enough, when we were sitting there, an absolute giant came in. I mean, a bear of a lifetime. And he was broadside at 15 yards, and she wouldn't shoot. She just said that, you know what, Dad, I had my chance. It's just not the right thing to do. And I got to give her.
Wow.
because I tell you what, it would have been hard for me even to do that, because it's one of those deals that, 99.9%, that bear you hit is okay. And most guys would have shot, and she just didn't feel comfortable shooting again. She said, if it had been the next day or the next day, which, happens, you hit an animal, and you can't find it, you got to make that your own choice on what you're doing. And the way the guides look at it up there, they kind of treat bears like coyotes. You know what? He said, if you could, I'd have you shoot as many as you could. He said, because they eat all of their moose calves and caribou.
Sure.
They're so tough on them. So they look at them as kind of a predator, just like we do a varmint. But again, you have to make up your own judgment on what to do. And Shelby, to me, made the right call.
That's a huge decision that she made. But why didn't you grab a bow and shoot that big bear? What's the scoop on this?
I didn't have it. I didn't have a tag. What we usually do is usually just one at a time, because you get greedy, you get 2 tags, and most of the time you end up eating the tag. But so we ended up having a great trip. We had 4 bears, friends shot bears, so got a couple really nice bears. Caitlin Carlson, who has been coming up with us for the last 4 years, has sat, I think we figured 250 hours, and has sat by herself, out in the middle of nowhere. And she finally got a chance at a good bear, and her dad even videotaped it for me and actually did a really good job. So I'm just going to put a shout out to Joe Carlson. His turkey video he did for me the one year, not very good, but he did a good job on the bear hunt. So we're going to show that one with a couple other kills that some young men, Jonathan Dahlbeck shot a beautiful bear, and Michael Grossman were with us, and he shot one in self-film. So we actually have a pretty good show that we put together.
Well, John, we'll be right back. More on Dakota Prairie Outdoors after this short break.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You can get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, now open 7 days a week in historic Medora. Plan to come spend some time with us and absorb all that is new for 2019. We have a new digital display as well as stunning photography and more in the Hall of Honorees, new displays throughout the museum, and more. Follow the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame on Facebook and learn more about us at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. And consider becoming a member today at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
Hi, everybody. Scott Bachmeyer is sitting here along with Andy Murdoch from Piper's Western Team. Andy, you have a lot of things coming up. Give us the lowdown.
Well, Scott, after a great spring land and equipment auction season, Piper's achieved outstanding results throughout the entire region, which brings a lot of confidence into the summer and fall. Piper's has a lot of great auctions on the books, including antique tractor collections, farm retirement auctions, and construction equipment auctions, all being offered this summer. And Piper's will once again be hosting the 2019 Great Plains Land Expo in Fargo, featuring nationally renowned speakers focusing on agriculture and energy, land investments in the Great Plains, and mineral management. As always, you can contact Piper's Western Team at 701-523-7366 or find all auctions at pifers.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Every hour, hundreds upon thousands of prairie dogs are being shot, flying in the air all alone, waiting for someone to help. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Please say that you'll be the answer to an innocent prairie dog who is being aimed at. An animal that needs your help right now. Please consider a monthly gift and adopt a prairie dog. For just $20 a month, I personally will rescue a prairie dog from the sights of a rifle with medical care, food, shelter, and love. Send your donation today, and I'll send you a picture of your adopted sod puppy. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while a prairie dog can be adopted for such a small monthly donation. In the arms of the angel. Welcome back, everybody, as we continue Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition this morning on June 22nd. Good to have you along here on KFYR out of Bismarck, KOLY out of Mobridge, and also KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota. Good to have you folks along as well as we continue our trek across the outdoors. And John Arman is my guest. John, you're still with me here, aren't you?
I am, buddy.
Good to have you now. We're going to go here and bring in Greg Schoenick here. Greg Schoenick is up in Partial Bay, I'm sure, right now at the ND Fishing Challenge. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Scott. Partial Bay it is. Listen, I just want to be adopted. You sound so kind.
I am kind.
Well, you just it's just so genuine as well. I love that.
I tell you what,
you're pulling on my heart, buddy.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. You know, we have all these prairie dogs. Yeah, I mean, for $20 a piece, I think I could take care of them. You know, I mean,
I think you could
send you a cute little photo and make sure he doesn't get aimed at.
Yeah.
What better way of bringing awareness? Well, maybe that's it. I need to start a GoFundMe page for these little buggers.
I think you launch into a new career, maybe is what you're looking for. You get a whole new side of the outdoors here. So,
well, if they can pull on
Partial Bay is Partial Bay is windy this morning, and it's a little bit white from the white caps, but we got 60. We had 63 register. I think we ended up with 61 launching this morning.
Good deal. Good job.
For the North Dakota Fishing Challenge. So so that turned out really well, and we were able to get people out pretty safe. And we're going to have more wind this afternoon, and we're going to move them into another ramp. But fishing's been good up here. It's slower this week, I think, and more challenging because fish are kind of changing patterns right now, especially with the fact that we're having early spring weather in the middle of June. So that's thrown kind of a kink into things. Plus, we got really high water come up pretty fast this year. So that's had some influence on the fish. But there's a lot of fish back in the bays. And in fact, the very east bay of Partial Bay has a lot of tournament fishermen in it right now. And last week, it turned in some pretty impressive weights in the upper 30s. So there are some really good fish coming out of the lake. And yesterday, I visited with a guy who I saw him buying a pole in Shields the other day, and I just said hi to him. And we talked for a minute, and he said, "Hey, I took that new pole out and broke it in on a 6-pounder yesterday."
Nice.
So he was pretty pleased. He was able to reel in a 6 and turn it loose. So he was happy with himself.
So the fishing's pretty good on the north side, I hear, but the south side, like Hazen Bay, Beulah Bay, I heard it's not as good as it is on the north side of the lake.
Yeah, Scott, I think that's going to be that is a little bit typical of Chautauqua. We're a transitional lake, meaning those fish move throughout the system because of the nature of the smelt. And so they prey on the smelt. The smelt do move throughout the system. And also the east end being deeper, or the eastern part of that lake, that would include Hazen. It's a deeper section of the lake. The water stays colder and the fish turn on a little later. So I was visiting with a guy and he said, "I'm really looking forward to August this year around Hazen." Now, I don't think we'll have to wait that long for fish to take off. But yeah, that's very typical. And, you know, the Van Hook Arm, which is where Parcel Bay is located, is also, it's a wider expanse of water. And even just the color of the water is a little bit darker, so it absorbs some more sunlight. It does warm up quicker, and that does turn it on here faster.
Okay. So the fishing challenge going on all day today. When will you have updates on the winners?
You know, that'll probably come. We're going to have a weigh-in this afternoon at 3:30.
Okay.
And so that's when it will start. And I would say by probably 4:30, we should know quite a bit about weights, what came in, who's winning, and some of the guys who maybe didn't do quite as well, but we'll have the whole story, I would say, by 4:30, maybe 5 at the latest.
Awesome. Is there any chance that you could email me the results on that? Because I myself I'm headed to Mobridge fishing tomorrow, so I'm going to be on the road as well.
Oh, good for you. You know what I'll try to do, Scott, is I'll try and just take a snapshot of the leaderboard.
Perfect.
And,
Perfect.
I'll send you a picture. So a lot of, I'll tell you what, the fishermen are really, just as a whole, are just so much sharper than we used to be when I was fishing, 15 years ago. Fishing has come so far, electronics, mapping, and just the skill level is so high, and a lot of really high-quality fishermen out here, and I'm expecting some pretty sensational weights. We'll see what happens. This cold front stuff can have them off a little bit, but a lot of these guys are savvy enough to fish right through those cold fronts, still find those good fish.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, I appreciate you making time here and finding some service and calling in. And I look forward to seeing the results coming up, too.
All right, will do. Thanks, Scott, for having us on.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Greg. You have yourself a good day.
You bet.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
And, well, John, I tell you what, he brought up some good points about how fishing has changed over the years. I was down with Brent Chemnitz a couple of years ago. I mean, his stuff, he has side imaging, and, you're going to find fish with this equipment. Whether or not you can catch them is different, but the technology over the outdoors over the last 10, 15 years. And, so my question to you is, we got some questions about bear hunting, but since he brought up this point, you look at the fishing side of the outdoors, and it seems to me any type of electronic equipment that you can possibly imagine is okay to go after fishing. But you try to upgrade, your pins on your archery equipment, or you try to have, a laser rangefinder mounted on your bow is illegal in this state. It seems like why can't we use electronics for bow hunting too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm thinking it probably has to do the amount of fish versus game and that kind of thing. It just looking at a deer versus a fish type deal. But
see,
I don't know. But
I see where you're coming from, John. But when you only get to take one deer,
I know,
and you can go fish every day.
Right, exactly. And it's funny because when you talk about change electronic, how about the $85,000 boat? I mean, my brother sits in our boat on the river, and he says it's kind of funny. He goes, he's in a Sylvan we've had for probably since my dad has passed away, 20 some years, 25. What is it? Yeah. And he goes, these guys come up in these boats. He goes, but none of them are smiling.
Yeah. What's the deal?
They come ripping by. He goes, everybody's so serious about fishing. He goes, it's like, you're in my spot, or you're here, or you're there. And it's like, so that's why I like old JW. He's out there smiling all the time. And, you ask him where the fish are biting, he'll give you the coordinates. He
Yeah.
has no secrets. It's like he wants everybody to enjoy the outdoors. And I think sometimes we get, it's no different than deer hunting. We're all pretty hush-hush about things.
Right.
And guys, they don't want to talk where the fish are biting. So it's nice with guys like Greg and JW and people like that like to share. So guys like you and I can go catch a fish once in a while.
Well, it's no fun going fishing if you're not catching anything,
Nope.
I mean,
I hear you.
then it's just called drinking.
Yeah, and I did that last night. Except I have no beer. I had no whiskey. I just went down to the river and casted for a while. Broke my and said, "Okay, the hell with this. I'm going back to the cabin."
Go back and have a little fun at the cabin. Yeah, I tell you,
Yeah.
it's nice to get out and do that every once in a while. And before I forget here, I got the sheet of paper right here. South Dakota Fishing for a Cure is coming up next weekend. It's a ladies only fishing tournament, and this is to raise some money. What they do, it's kind of cool, John. Here it's a women's fishing tournament. They go out and all the money raised, they're going to be giving gift cards to families in a 3-county area around that Mitchell area to help with expenses when they're going for cancer treatments or hotel rooms or fuel cards or anything like that. So
that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully I can get in touch with them again here and on my daily show next week and get some more upgrades. I know they were kind of worried about the high level of water as well. So that's kind of a big impact on that. But they're downstream, so everything that happens north of where you live ends up affecting everybody down on the south side too.
Yeah. Well, I think it should be pretty good fishing down there. I remember back when I used to fish quite a bit, we get down there in that reservoir down there, in the Wahi and stuff. And I'll tell you what, that water spread out and get into some of those trees and stuff. And you had some really good fishing down there. So
yeah, cross my fingers, man. I'm hoping we'll get on some fish here and starting tomorrow afternoon. So
well,
I got a whole bunch of work yet I got to get done at the ranch here before I can leave.
Well, Scott, I saw a picture the other day. Levi Nelson caught a fish. So if he can catch a fish, buddy, you can catch a fish.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, John, hold on if you can here. We'll be back here more with John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Give us a call, 888-932-5682, 888-9-DAKOTA. Call in and ask a few questions. Be on air with us. We'll be back after this.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in, whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event. We are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You can get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame now open 7 days a week in historic Medora. Plan to come spend some time with us and absorb all that is new for 2019. We have a new digital display as well as stunning photography and more in the Hall of Honorees, new displays throughout the museum and more. Follow the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame on Facebook and learn more about us at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. And consider becoming a member today at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
Hi, everybody. Scott Bachmeyer is sitting here along with Andy Murdoch from Piper's Western Team. Andy, You have a lot of things coming up. Give us the lowdown.
Well, Scott, after a great spring land and equipment auction season, Pfeiffer's achieved outstanding results throughout the entire region, which brings a lot of confidence into the summer and fall. Pfeiffer's has a lot of great auctions on the books, including antique tractor collections, farm retirement auctions, and construction equipment auctions, all being offered this summer. And Pfeiffer's will once again be hosting the 2019 Great Plains Land Expo in Fargo, featuring nationally renowned speakers focusing on agriculture and energy, land investments in the Great Plains, and mineral management. As always, you can contact Pfeiffer's Western team at 701-523-7366 or find all auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Every hour, hundreds upon thousands of prairie dogs are being shot, flying in the air all alone, waiting for someone to help. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Please say that you'll be the answer to an innocent prairie dog who is being aimed at. An animal that needs your help right now. Please consider a monthly gift and adopt a prairie dog. For just $20 a month, I personally will rescue a prairie dog from the sights of a rifle with medical care, food, shelter, and love. Send your donation today, and I'll send you a picture of your adopted sod puppy. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while a prairie dog can be adopted for such a small monthly donation. In the arms of the angel. Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. You're listening on KFYR Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, South Dakota, and also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. Good to have you folks along here. And also, can't forget Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio on YouTube, on my YouTube live channel. So if you're, say you're in sunny Florida on vacation because they work too hard, he's tuning in right now here. My guest is John Arman. Wouldn't that be nice, right in the middle of branding season and haying season and getting everything ready, that you can take a vacation and go down to Florida, John? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd go to Florida in the middle of summertime. I've been down there, and it's like being in a sauna. I'd be like, oh, my gosh. Maybe if there's somewhere we could go hunt, that's why
they got good hog hunting in Florida. I know that. Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be real fun.
We were talking a little bit about archery before, and you said you got a camp coming up for kids, and tell us a little bit about this.
Well, like I said, in the past, it's been like 6 years now. I've been working with Raised at Full Draw. It's a national camp out in Iowa, where David Holder started it, and I helped kind of start it up with him the first year and continue to work with him. And I wanted to bring it to Bismarck, but I wasn't sure how to do it. And the ones out there are overnight camps, which are great, but the logistics and things are pretty tough. And I was trying to figure out, how to streamline it a little bit. So what I'm doing is kind of running it like I used to run basketball camps and at camps. Is we're going to do a 3-day camp. It's going to be August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it'll be from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. And what it is for kids ages 12 to 17. And we're teaching bow hunting. So it's a bow hunting camp. It's not archery, just archery. It's teaching them how to bow hunt.
Nice.
And we're working with the Game and Fish. and we are going to certify kids for their bow hunters education. So they'll get it if they want to take it for bow hunters education. They can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But we're going to, and they don't have to be an archer. A lot of the kids, matter of fact, that come to our camps don't have any equipment whatsoever, and we will supply all the equipment. These are compound bows. They're not little Genesis. These are, the real deal. And we run them through 3 days of education, everything from safety out in the woods, preparation to going on a hunt, ground blinds, tree stands, setting them up, that kind of deal, blood tracking, shot placement. The guys from Shields here, Kirkwood Shields, has been super gracious, and they're going to send me 3 of their bow techs down the first day
nice.
to help get these kids set up, change the draw lengths and things like that. And then we're going to have myself and Jason, and we're looking for volunteers. And if you want to volunteer, you can go online to Raised at Full Draw, and there's a form you can fill out because there has to be some background checks and things like that. But and another thing is we're looking for donations. I listened one day, and there was a multi-millionaire, billionaire that paid off all those kids' college education, and I'm looking for a sugar daddy like that that wants to donate a couple $1 million to this Raised at Full Draw so we can get camps everywhere. So if there's anybody out there that's got a lot of money, that loves to hunt and fish and knows how important it is, they can donate. But
you bet.
But we're looking for any kind of donation, and it's kind of funny that I put this out on Facebook, and I had a young man that I had in football probably 25 years ago, and said, "Then I'm not sure if you'll remember me, Coach, but you coach me." And this gentleman donated $1,500.
Nice.
To our camp.
Wow.
Yeah, it shocked me.
Wow.
And he's anonymous, but I want to shout out to him again and thank him because that was a big donation, big time from the heart. So that was nice. So yeah, I'm excited about this camp. I just, like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do, and I got a chance to do it. Where it's going to be down at Nishu, the Bow Club in Bismarck, and they've been gracious enough to let us use their facility. But we're going to have an archery tournament at the end of it and have some great prizes. But the camps that we've done have just been a lot of fun, and kids come away with some great experiences.
Raised at Full Draw. Let's head to the phone lines here. John is 888-9 Dakota is the number, 888-932-5682. And let's go here. Looks like a Montana number here. Welcome to the show. You're on with John Arman. Good morning.
Yeah, how you doing today?
Doing real well. What's on your mind?
I had a question about hunting laws in Canada as far as wounding an animal.
Okay, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it was a couple of years ago. Ted Nugent shot a bear in Alaska. He was bow hunting and he wounded. He just nicked the skin, but he drew blood.
Yep.
And then a couple of days later, he killed the bear. And then when it aired, Fish and Game was watching it, and he ended up in court and had to pay a pretty good fine.
Yeah.
In most places, I know Alaska, Africa, you draw blood, you punch your tag.
Yep, and a lot of places are that way, and you have to make sure, like I said, the gentleman we went with, we hunted 2 provinces this year, and like I said, Manitoba, I know the guide, his rule is if you draw blood and want to keep hunting, it's a $900 extra fee to keep hunting. But as far as I know, any rules and regulations, and I don't know all the provinces, but there's nothing. It's kind of like North Dakota, and I think Montana, the same thing. If you hit a deer with a bow, I don't think you have to consider it being punching your tag. It's that ethics thing that goes with it. You shoot him in the guts, and he's going to die. You got to make that decision, and again, that's why my daughter, she made that decision. She didn't feel, even though I was confident, and I'm going to get the outfitter to send pictures to her so she feels better, because I'm sure that bear is back on the bait, so that she feels better about it. But she made that decision not to shoot. So, but that's a good point. You have to check on some of the rules and regulations and make sure that you don't get in trouble like Ted Nugent.
Well, I feel sorry for your daughter, but you raised her right. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that. You bet. So,
all right. Have a good day, guys.
You bet.
Yeah,
you bet.
thank you.
Safe driving out there. You bet. You know, that's one thing. You bring up a good point there, too. Canada, much like, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, everybody's got different rules no matter where you go. You got to check them out. I'm sure Canada is as big a country as you're looking at provinces up that way. I'm sure even within the province, things may change from, I don't know if they have counties to counties, but, different areas like that, too. It could change, too. But
it is. And then, it's tough, and it's always up to the hunter to it's going to Montana. Their rules are, their regulations are, way different than ours on some aspects of it. And even when you go up an outfitter, you really have to, kind of read the fine print to make sure that you're not, because you can't, if you get in trouble, you can't just say, well, the outfitter said I could do this. That doesn't work that way. You got to know your rules and regulations.
And this is stuff you can cover at this Raised at Full Draw archery hunting camp. Are things like that, the ethical side of hunting, I think it changes, depends on how you're brought up. I mean, everybody may have different ethics, but when it comes down to it, I mean, covering scenarios like this and, what happens if you do wound a deer and, all those type of situations you can cover with these kids and kind of get them off on the right foot that way.
And exactly. And we do a lot of times at the camps, we will have a game and fish conservationist type deal, where they come in and they talk about what the game and fish does, conservation. Mm-hmm. I've had some people volunteer on that, but we do that. We do trespass scenarios about shooting an animal going across the land. What do you do? There's no sign there. Here's the law. What's the right thing to do? And again, we throw some of our own personal beliefs in this camp because we're running the camp, but we teach those kids that, regardless of what the law says about trespassing, with signs or no signs, that you should contact the landowner, because that relationship, we talk a lot about relationship with landowners and how to build them in the proper manner so that, you have something for the future and you can build that relationship with them.
Yeah. That's funny you bring that up. So I helped a gentleman last year get an elk, and him and his wife and their young child were down and they're out of that Dickinson area, and they made, it's not the first time I saw him was when he saw this elk. That's the thing, is he came out in the middle of summer and came up, introduced himself and shook hands and talked a little bit and was asking information about, what's the best way to get around this federal property, which is a very nice thing to have somebody stop in and ask, because you're going to be, you're crossing private land sometimes to get to this. And, and it's not easy country all the time. But anyway, when he got to the point where he did find an elk and he hit it and needed help recovering it and the whole works like that, I helped him out. That's what bail beds are nice when you're gutting an elk out. Let me tell you what, John, you have a bail bed and hydraulics and you can lift them around like that. It's pretty darn handy. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, after helping him out here about 2-3 weeks ago, he gives me a call and he says, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area. Are you going to be around?" I said, "Sure." So he stops in and he brought me something. I got to send you a photo of this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a whiskey barrel that he cut out and he put shelves and LED lights in it. And it's just cool, and it has whiskey on top of it, which is even more cool for me, but
it's more cooler. Woo!
But anyway, I told him, I said, it's things like that
absolutely
that cement those relationships, because we see so many people just come through here in the opening day of whatever season they're after, and they come in and run and gun, and then they take off and you don't see them until they draw another tag the next time. And just kind of nice once in a while to get that. So teaching the kids the right way, start them young and start them right and go the right way. So how did that feel when a listener out on the road driving says you raised your daughter right? How does that feel?
No, it makes you feel good. You, like I said, you do everything in your power to raise your kids the right way. And again, kids are kids, and sometimes, kids make mistakes and do things like that. But when it comes to, conscious decision like that, it was nice. And again, I didn't tell her one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was one of those deals that she would have been perfectly fine shooting that bear, but it was her choice. And again, like I said, I think the next day, if we'd had one more day to hunt, she'd have been hunting and she would have shot that bear. But again, just because it was the same day, not knowing, 100%, it's one of those deals that I think she made the right choice.
Yeah. Well, I got a message on the YouTube here saying, Clay's down in Florida, and we kind of poked fun at him a little bit, but he said he's going to go fishing on the Gulf tomorrow and try to find a hog today and go hog hunting today.
Oh, there you go.
So there is other stuff to do in Florida besides Disney.
Yeah, that's funny.
You can,
like
you can go on
is he in his shorts and his cowboy boots?
I don't know, but I bet you we could find out. I'm sure he's got some photos on Facebook. I bet those would be the whitest legs Florida has ever seen.
I think I saw a pair of cowboy boots that were cut out, and they were kind of like sandals.
Yeah,
they had the tops, and then they had the sandals. I'm thinking, I have a picture of my dad, Scott, on the beach in the Cayman Islands in his jean cutoffs with his cowboy boots and his snap short sleeve shirt. about as North Dakota redneck as you got. And he was proud of it. He walked around proud of the peacock.
Yeah. Text messages comes in from my buddy Russ down. He said, I just tuned in. He said, I'm not sure if you talked about the junior high national shooting sports, but they're this week here in Huron. Yeah, I did not cover that yet. Thanks, Russ. But cool. Junior high, I held that shoot, the state shoot up at the Buffalo Gap Guest Ranch in May. And boy, I tell you what, you want to talk about some good little shooters. And then 2 weeks ago, I had the high school rodeo finals shooting sports. And that was exciting, John, man. I tell you what, I had, especially in the 22, they shoot at 50 yards in 3 different positions and accumulate points that way. And I'm not positive here, but there were 14 shooters. And I think within here, between their junior high and high school time with me shooting, I think there was like 4 state champions all going against each other. So it was just a beautiful day and some good shooting. It's just fun. You're working with the kids on that. I try to help out with the kids' sports what I can in this area too. And it's just fun watching these kids grow up from junior high to high school and shoot and go that way. But anyway, Holden Grant is the high school champion, and in the junior high champion, I believe his last name was Voigt. It'll come to me. Voigt kid, and yeah. Same thing there. If anybody wants to donate, I need a sugar daddy to help buy it, because I buy first place wins not only the buckle, but I also I buy him a gun. And,
wow.
And it was cool that that young kid, I saw him at a wedding dance, and I said, it was an AR platform 22 rifle that I gave him for winning. And I said, you get that rifle out and shoot? He says, I got like 3,000 rounds through it already.
Oh, that's awesome. And again, that's what a guy needs, and that's why we're doing that bow hunting camp and I would like to take it even further. I'm trying to figure out a way, and I think I will be able to do it, because I'm going to become a certified instructor through the Game Fish. And, I complained about something one time, and I said, if I'm going to complain about it, then I got to step up, and I'm going to, I think, be working on, I took the test on being a hunter safety instructor.
Oh, good for you.
And which then allows me to be covered by some insurance and some things like that. So then they do a mentoring program for hunting, because I would really like to try to mentor, try to take 4 or 5 kids out, somehow figured out how to do it for the kids that come to camp, to have a drawing or whatever. I got to find out some legality on that, but to have them come out and do a bow hunt with me, in Bismarck. I've got some land out there that come out during the weekday and, put some deer in front of them and give them a chance to shoot a doe and just have that experience.
Yeah. So, Clay sends me a picture of him in shorts there, John. So thanks for that.
No, yeah. Okay, don't send it to me. I don't want to.
No. I'm putting it on YouTube right now. I'm putting my phone right up. Everybody can see those white legs there. He's not wearing cowboy boots, though. He's got some. I don't know what those things are. Looks like some. I don't know I have no idea what those are. I don't know what some of those fancy shoes are anymore nowadays.
No, I hear you.
All right. So, what are you shooting for a bow this year?
We got Hoyt came out with the RX3. Again, it's amazing how they keep changing the game. But this bow is one of their, if it's not their quietest bow ever, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's the one thing I look at is how quiet a bow is. I don't care how fast it is, because none of them are faster than the speed of sound. So quiet is good, and
Right.
smooth draw cycle on it was really easy to tune. And big thanks to Zach Kemmer down at Shields, because I'm not the guy. I sent it to him, and he bare shaft tuned it. And we switched broadheads this year.
Oh, which one are you going to now?
Well, you know what? We had worked with NAP, New Archery Products, forever.
Yep.
And the industry is changing, and they got bought out by a big company. And I tried to, we're the Cal Ripkins in the industry, and I don't like to move. And I tried for 4 months and didn't get a response. Well, we have been working with Apex Gear, which is a sister company of True Glow, for 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
And I did not know that True Glow made broadheads. And when I was at the archery trade show, they sent some with me, and I just tried them out. And I tell you what, they are a heck of a broadhead. And I wouldn't shoot them if I didn't believe in them. So don't, like people are like, oh, it's because they're paying you, whatever.
Right.
No,
Right.
they're titanium ferrule, so they are super solid. But the blades on them, I mean, you can shave your arm hair. I mean, they are some of the sharpest blades I've ever had. Even shooting them into a target, a half a dozen times will still shave your hair.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about them is they're spin tested. Every one of them is spin tested and checked for sharpness, which doesn't happen very often. So they have 4 mechanicals. They have one that's kind of like similar to a Rage, and they have them just like the Spitfire Max. But I'm going to shoot their 4-blade fixed blade, because I've gone through the mechanical stage, and they're great mechanicals are, but you always have a chance of failure.
Yep.
And this 4-blade now, when I got my bow tuned, and that's what people got to realize, you have to tune your bow, because you're shooting, fixed blade is, there's going to be some, flight erratic, movement if it's not tuned right. But I'm shooting darts right now, so that 4-blade is going to hurt some animals this year, I'm hoping.
John, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Thank you so much, and I hope the raised at full draw fills up for you.
Yeah, I do too, man. And they can contact me on an email or phone number, or go to Raised at Full Draw and get registered.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, buddy.
Saturday, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Have a good day. All right, those of you on YouTube, thanks for tuning in today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them there. I'll check it afterwards. Thanks for watching my live stream. Have a good day. So there you go, man. I appreciate it again.